So today the 714 method was very good, right? I mean, it was giving us trades on different pairs. Very good. Very nice trades. So today shouldn't be any excuse. It shouldn't be like you were trading Euro USD. That's why you did not get this nice trade on gold. No, because almost all the major pairs, right? Almost all the major pairs that I actually trade, the 714 method did very well. I mean, extremely well on those trades, right? So I actually got into only what two pairs. I actually traded two pairs with the 714 method today, which is what gold and GBP USD. That was the only pairs that I actually traded it with. But you could have done more. You could have traded even more than I did, right? Kudos to those who actually got those trades. And if it's that you weren't able to get into those trades, or you weren't able to get these nice trades on the 714 method today, don't worry, tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow we'll probably get the same trades because today it was just marvelous, right? So let's analyze these trades and see what actually happens, right? So first of all, let's start with GBP USD because that was the fastest trade, right? I mean, this trade was just marvelous. It was very fast. I don't actually know how to describe it, right? Because there was news at this moment. There was news for what GBP USD at this moment. So immediately when the 714 method closed, the news came in and you can see the pull that it actually made, right? So, but if even if there wasn't news, what could we have done? If you look at this trade right now, you can see that we're in the triangle what trend, right? So indirectly we have our support, our resistance up here rather. Then we have our support down here, right? So we could have entered into a trade if this is taken, and we could have entered into a trade if down here is taken as well, right? But that was just by the way. If you had looked at the trade today, you would have understood that immediately after this candle, when the news came in, price just went all the way down to this fair value gap right here, around this level right here. So price pushed all the way down to it, full liquidity. Now at this moment, because the news was out and I see this pull, my cursor was just on the buy signal. So if there's a lot of liquidity right here to push it all the way up, and the news is favoring it, I'm entering a buy, right? So when that happened, I got into the buy, and that was my trade around this level. Now, if you had patience, right, or you could have also gotten into the trade at this level probably when it crossed this, but it was actually very fast. But you could have gotten into a trade at this level all the way up, right? And if you had patience, right, I mean, if you had patience, you would have realized that the trade was marvelous. As you can see, it was a pretty good trade, right? That was the first trade, or that was the first trade that even hits my first TP, right? Because I actually traded this at the same time I was trading what gold using this same method, right? I was trading gold at the same time. So this was the first trade that actually hit my first TP. Now let's look at gold and see what happened on it. So as you can see on gold, we are in some kind of consolidation, right? So we're in this nice consolidation on what gold. Sorry about the drawing. We're in this nice consolidation, and when there's a consolidation, right? So let's just assume that this is a consolidation, right? So when there's a consolidation like this, the only places you should be targeting to enter into trades are what? The top and the bottom, right? That's the support right here and the resistance right there. So when anywhere is taken, you enter into your trade. Simple as that. So that was just what I was waiting for on gold actually. But if you look at this, you actually see that I got into the trade even though this was still coming down right here, right? But I got into a trade at this moment. So the actual reason why I got into the trade was because of this candle, right? It indicates there was just a lot of buying pressure. So I got into the trade. Initially, I got into a full lot size, but I actually cancelled the trade. I got out of the trade immediately. It was about let me see, was it $60 in profit or something like that? It did not even go far. Then I got out of the trade because when you use this type of lot sizes, it's very hard for you to get out of the trade, right? So I got out of the trade pretty much simple, and now got in back. I got back into the trade with what, two loss sizes, right? So I wouldn't enter into one big loss size again. I'll divide it into two so that I'll have a what, a first TP and a what, a second TP. When the first TP is hit, I do what, I have a lot of patience in me to wait for the what, the second TP to get hit. But when I actually enter into only one lot size, you see that it makes it difficult for you to get into trade. So I got out of the trade. As you can see, I got in the 10 lot size around somewhere here. But before I could get out of the trade and get back in, it was somewhere here. So I got in around this level with my stop loss just at the what, at the low. So that was just set on what, gold. And as you can see, the trade was very, very nice, right? We actually moved all the way up. I actually closed the first TP manually at somewhere 13k or 14k. Yeah, I actually closed it manually, right? Because when you look at how the trade works, we are almost at a high, right? And it was taking a very long time for it to go through that level. If you go to 30 minutes time frame, you actually see it, right? So that's why I got out of the first trade, and I was just waiting on the second trade, but I have a time limit, right? I get up and start trading around what, 12 a.m. and I end my trades around what, 6 p.m. So when it's 6 p.m., I get out of every trade that I'm in, whether we are in a win or we are not in a win. I actually get out of the trade so that I'll prepare for tomorrow. Every day is a new blessing, right? So that was the set on what gold. I've said today there wasn't supposed to be any excuses, right? So if you are going to have excuses about how you were trading this, that's why you did not actually get into this. Let's look at other trades, right? Pretty much simple. If you are going to enter into a trade today, you have gotten into a trade on what? Nasdaq. Look at it. A very nice trade. Now, most of you guys will actually ask me that, okay, on Nasdaq, we're in a what? An uptrend, right? So on Nasdaq, if you can see, sorry, I don't know why my drawing is kind of bad like that today. So on Nasdaq, we're in a what? An uptrend, right? So most of you guys will actually ask me that, why are we in an uptrend and we are not selling but we are buying, right? So I've said this several, you are dealing with the 714 method. We have the straight version and we have the reverse version, right? I just came out with the reverse version because actually realize that sometimes that the trend doesn't go according to the 714 method, right? Assuming we're in this nice trend going up, but the 714 method came in and it also went all the way up, right? We know for sure that this trend is an uptrend, so indirectly the 714 method is just going to be a pullback, then we shoot up. So you look for this pullback, if ever look up around this level, or a support or a resistance around this level to enter into the trade. That means you are reversing the 714 method. You are in an uptrend, you are supposed to do what? Sell. But you bought instead. You look just down here, then you see a level that you can enter into the trade and you buy all the way up, right? Despite you are in an uptrend during the 714 method. So you see how simple it is. Now, most of you guys will still not understand it, but this was very simple. We used this just yesterday, right? Yesterday on Wednesday, that was the same thing that we used. So let me see if I could bring it up. So if you actually see on Wednesday, we actually used it, right? How do I mean by we use it? Now, a lot of people did not actually get this. So let's look at this. On Wednesday, this was where the 714 method ended, right? This was where it ended. But we're in a downtrend, a very serious downtrend. So meaning even if you are going to buy, it was just going to be a pullback to this value gap right here. So use the reverse 714 method, right? You wait for the pullback or you can join the pullback. That's okay if you want. But you just wait for the pullback into the fair value gap, then you enter into the trade around here and come all the way down. So on Wednesday, that was the same thing we used. So you could have used the same thing that we used on Wednesday on what? Thursday today, you could have used that same thing on Nasdaq, right? So when you look at Nasdaq, it was pretty much the same thing. We were in an uptrend, but the trend was so powerful, so you couldn't have even gotten into a sell. So you do what? You can use a support, you can use a break of structure and get into the trade. Like this, for instance, price pullback to this fair value gap, you could have gotten in. This right here was a break of structure, you could have gotten in with your stop loss here. Another break of structure right here, you could have gotten in with your stop loss here. So you see how simple it is. You could have gotten into this trade around this level right here with this fair value gap 1, 2, 3. So that is the number of times you could have gotten into this trade. You could have gotten into trade around this level too. Another one here, another one there. So indirectly, you have a lot of chances to actually enter into the trade on Nasdaq today. But if you're having problems, or if you think Nasdaq, you weren't on Nasdaq, that's why you did not get into the trade. Let's move to what USDJPY. It was also simple. USDJPY was very, very simple, right? Because it was actually trading, the US dollar was actually trading against it. So you see that we're in a pretty much nice downtrend. How could you have entered into a trade on USDJPY today? Also very, very simple. We're in a triangle trend within the 714 method. As you can see, today my drawing is very, very bad. I don't actually move back. It's very, very bad, right? So we're in a triangle trend during the 714 method. So if we're in a triangle trend, I've told you guys or taught you guys how to trade it. So you use your support right here and your resistance right here. If price goes through this, you enter into a trade. If price goes above this, you enter into a trade. So that's how you could have entered into the trade using the 714 method on USDJPY. Pretty much simple. That was it, and you are done for the day. You enter into a trade around this level or around this level. Even around this level, you could have still gotten into the trade. If you're someone who was looking for a very nice entry, this was a very nice entry right here. Around this level, another nice entry. Probably around this level as well, you could have gotten into the trade. So today, as I've said it already, today there shouldn't be any excuse, right? You shouldn't excuse yourself, or you shouldn't tell us that, oh, I was trading this. That's why I did not get into a trade on USDJPY, or that's why I did not use the 714 method, because almost all the places that I actually trade, almost all the pairs were very, very good, right? So let's move to the next pair. Now, as you can see, on Euro USD, we actually got a very nice trade as well. But I actually traded only 2 pairs, so I wasn't really into trading different pairs in addition, right? So this was it. We're in an uptrend, and as you already know, if the trend is not favoring the 714 method, you reverse it. So as you can see, within the 714 method, you have realized that we pulled into this pool of liquidity. That was this fair value gap right here, and we shoot right out. So just at the top of the 714 method, you realize that there was a change of the break of structure around this level. So you could have gotten into the trade there with a stop loss here. Simple as that. You could have gotten into the trade there with your stop loss there. Have you seen it? So the concept about the 714 method is not that you should be right about the direction, right? The direction is based on what price is giving you. If we are in a downtrend during the 714 method and price still wants to go down, it will give you a chance to enter into a trade. It will pull into a fair value gap and it will drop down. Simple as that. So when it's pulling into the fair value gap, you get into the trade and you are free to go, because nobody can predict 100% what is going to happen. So you only hop in when price is giving you the chance to hop in. So this was your chance to hop in on USD. You could have gotten into the trade and you are done. Look at this move all the way up to this level. That was a very nice trade, right? So that was it on Euro USD. Now let's move to the next pair. I've told you the pairs were new today, right? The only pair I actually thought could have stressed you was BTC USD. Now I have something to say. The reason why I know about all this is because on a different screen of my setup, normally what you guys see is this interface, right? But I have a different screen, and with that different screen, it's just all these pairs that is just on it, right? So I have a lot of pairs opened, and when you look at it, you see something like strokes like this. So within every stroke, there's what gold here, there's silver there, there's USD, JPY, there's just a lot of trades, right? A lot of pairs rather. So there's a lot of pairs there. So normally when the 714 method happens, I just apply it on all the pairs. So which pair gives me the best or the good trade I get in. But today the pairs, almost all of it were just good, right? Almost all of it were good. So when you look at what Bitcoin like this, it will have stressed you, right? It will have stressed you enough because we're in a downtrend, and just immediately we're going to finish the 714 method. We push all the way up. Now, a lot of people could have just gotten into this trade here, probably with here as their first TP, and they'll be targeting this level as their second TP. But when we realized there wasn't a lot of pressure in it, you could actually see that the price was just trying to go up, but there's just a lot of pullbacks, right? So you could have just waited to see what will happen next. If this had come all the way down, then push all the way up, breaking here, so you could have gotten to a trade around this level and shoot up, right? But unfortunately, it actually came all the way down to this level, to this nice liquidity right here. That was a lot of buys at that level. So it came all the way down to that level. So you could have gotten to a trade at this level, right? Simple as that. Or if you were not sure, you could also have gotten into the trade at this level right here. So remember, always put your trades at what levels that you know are secured. Me, for instance, most of my trades are on what fair value gap. So most of my trades are on fair value gap. So when price is pulling into a fair value gap, I enter into a trade, except if I'm using the short bar strategy, which is, for instance, this move right here. So I know for sure that price will actually pull in into this fair value gap, then pull a lot of liquidity all the way up, right? So I'll just wait. When I see that happening, then I'll hop into the trade with a lot of buys, right? Like a very, very big lot size, then it will just pull into this fair value gap. Immediately it hits it, I'm getting out of the trade. So that's why I call it the short bar strategy, because it's very, very short, but very, very good, right? So that was just set on what BTC USD. So as you can see, a lot of trades. Now, if you go to silver, it was actually the same thing. Silver was also in a buy. You could have bought on silver. A lot of trades. So today, there shouldn't have been an excuse. You could have gotten into the trades the way you want it on a pair that you like. I mean, there were just different pairs. You could have bought, you could have sold, because there were just different pairs. The only pair that I actually realized wasn't that good with the 714 method today was US 30. So US 30 wasn't that good because it was good for the first time, right? It actually came down when an uptrend during the 714 method. Then just after the 714 method, it came down drastically, right? So you could have just hopped in and followed the trend all the way down. But it did not actually give us this type of nice move, right? It did not actually give us this type of nice move right here. So it just came all the way down and started to consolidate heavily. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.